Well, welcome back to the Lair. We're glad you could be here with us. This is where we talk all things Wildcat football.
Yep, absolutely.
And we're here to recap today in this episode the MICDS game. And Luke, for the first time this season, the Wildcats actually trailed.
Yeah, that wasn't good. You and I were both there in the stands.
A little nervous.
With my son. Yeah, that was kind of bizarre. We are used to having the lead, not having to come back. It was really frustrating because coming out stiff like that with the
started poorly,
breakdown, came out just
spotted them 13 points right off the bat. 6 minutes into the game, we're behind 2 touchdowns.
Not something you want to see. You want to see a team come out loose, no matter where you're playing. We came about as stiff as Peter Boyle and Young Frankenstein.
Pretty stiff.
Very extraordinarily stiff, almost rigor mortis.
But as we talked about this, we realized it's not all bad that a team that had never trailed got a taste of what it's like to be behind.
Right, and you would rather face that sooner rather than later. You don't want to get too far towards the playoffs and then find yourself in a situation, oh, we're down. What the heck do we do now? Right. So from a character standpoint, it's something that we really needed to experience ourselves. The really great teams are going to have these moments, especially in road games, where you play a team that normally you think, ordinary situation, you should be able to handle.
You're at their place.
Yeah, I mean, Miami in their championship season of 2001 had experience like that against Boston College, Auburn in 2010 against Kentucky. So these things happen. It's nothing. If it's happening every week, then you say maybe we ought to be worried about it, but it's nothing to get in a twist.
But after the 6-minute mark of the first quarter, up until the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter, right, from the middle of the first to the middle of the fourth, 3 quarters of dominance by Westminster football.
Exactly.
So what did you see in those 3 quarters?
The middle 36 minutes.
Were very good.
The bookends were a little shaky, but very dominant. We saw the offensive line going to work on the defensive front of MICDS. They really couldn't match us in size, and you saw that wearing them down over a period of time. Steve Webb just really had great vision and speed once again, getting into the secondary. You saw the Rams putting their heads down every now and then. And even the time that MICDS had one of their long drives that really took them all the way down the field, they elected to go for that field goal at the end of the third quarter, and they missed it wide right. It was kind of a chip shot, maybe a difficult angle, but at that point, we only had an 8-point lead, and you really felt the air go out of them. On that play, also the 4th and long that we had, the slant pass to Thomas Morton that picked up the first down inside their 5.
Yeah, there were some big moments, and even though things got hairy at the end, right, they recovered the onside kick, they had a chance to maybe tie the game. The big interception by Drew Melorano, the big play when we needed it, put an end to that, and then we held on for the win. And like you said, it was not the way you drew it up. It's not the way maybe we expected it, but a win's a win, and to have to face some adversity is a good thing.
It is, and it gives us some things to work on. Obviously, the first 6 to 8 minutes of the game continue to be a very shaky,
slow starting.
Hard to get our focus. It's like feeling you're in church. You're sitting in the back. You're trying to listen to the pastor. There's still people in the narthex yapping along.
It's just like that.
Well, maybe not just like that. That's the best analogy I could draw, which is more reflective of my inability than anything else.
So we won, we're 4-0, but we've been talking about this all week. Lutheran South presents some different challenges, a different kind of matchup, and we're going to talk about that in our next episode. We're going to try to talk about the Lutheran South game and what that looks like for us. And of course, we can't take for granted just because MICDS beat Lutheran South that therefore there'll be sometimes matchups make it very.
Throw it out the window. It's a new week. Their record means nothing. Our record means nothing. It's a new day.
So come back for the next episode where we'll preview the Lutheran South game. And thanks for joining us in this episode as we reviewed and recap the MICDS game.
There we go.
Thanks for
Come
joining
on back.
us.